Jiminy Christmas. I have so many clips on here. Good morning. How are you? Try to put my clips up. Good morning. Good morning. It is Monday morning. So, whoop, whoop, Monday. Oh, where are you on a vacation at? And I'm super jealous. I need a holiday. I need like a. Oh, my thing's pilly. Good morning. Hey, Lynette. I hope you had a good birthday. I have like you guys are my responsibility to clean up my table that I work at. It's hilarious. I'm just like putting tools and everything aside. You're doing a staycation. It's slash staycation. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I find sometimes vacations can be incredibly stressful, especially when you have kids and they come with you. It's like you don't have a vacation. All you're doing is micromanaging everything to make sure everything goes perfect for your children so they have amazing memories. You know what I mean? Like it's a memorable, but by doing that, you don't have a vacation. So when you are able to have like a socation or a staycation, I feel like it is more geared to us as parents or people that have children because they're not, or just in general because we're not worrying about like going to work. We're not worried about like doing bills or running errands or whatever. It's like just being in the comfort of your own home, enjoying your own bed, enjoying the things that you work hard for on a day-to-day basis. So I appreciate staycations a lot more than people think. Oh my god, all these birthday people. Come on, June. Yeah. All right. So I noticed from the retreat a lot of people stay in their pajamas when they're sewing. I, for one, love to do that on Saturday and Sunday, but I swear to you, like I only get a small period of time between the school things. So like my kids got out of school like June 15th, and then there's like now they're starting their after school like their summer school programs and stuff like that. So I just had to get up to drop Faith off, and then like it's gonna be crazy today, and I'm still trying to sew. So I'm gonna go see my therapist at 10. Then I have to pick up Faith at 12:30, and it's just like there's all these little things, and I'm like, oh yay, summer vacation. Aw. So what I think I'm gonna be making today is Arnetta showed like her Oxbow to me, and so I printed it out. Yes. Okay, so here's the thing. I ran out of paper and I had color paper, so I was like, no one's gonna know. No one's gonna know except me. So most of these are in different color papers, but that's just the instructions. But I decided because both the regular and the large look really large, especially for like what I'm sewing for the next couple of weeks for my convention. I'm going to do it at 85%. Now, here's the thing. If you guys if you sew I sew for a lot of people and they have like this twitch. Like, I don't know what it is about 85%. I find it hilarious, but I can see where it could be annoying. So a designer comes out with a pattern, and like, I kid you not, that day somebody's like, how do I make this at 85%? I don't know what it is about 85% or 80% that everybody wants to make it at, but you could just like visibly see the designer's eye like twitching, like I just made this pattern, try it out on this regular size. So I'm going against my grain because normally I just like make it the pattern to what it is, and if I want to increase it or decrease it, I do it later. But looking at everybody else's, they're pretty big. They're like 15 by 15, like 15 inches wide, and I'm like, that's a big bag, and not everybody wants a huge bag at these conventions. Most of the people want to wear a day-to-day bag, so I printed it at 80% or 85%, and I could not stop laughing when I was printing this out because I was like, every designer that I sew for is probably like, really, Shanova? Really? You know, that is like my Achilles. I hate when you print at 80%. You did the Oxboard yesterday at 85%. So that's what I'm planning. I have it all. I have all the pattern pieces. I need to cut them out and glue them together. Yeah, well, like that's the difference. A lot of people don't even do it. They see it. They'll ask people for pictures, like, can you put this pattern next to this pattern so they can see, and then they'll adjust it. I always try to tell people do the regular pattern because not all designers have every piece of the pattern like as a printable, like with like rectangles or whatever. 'Cause then you have to do math, and then you're getting super confused. Who has the best math breakdown? If you have any Ora Rosa patterns, Alexis has how you calculate the math for adjustments for patterns in there. Like it's a whole page just telling you how you can break it down so you can do it. So if you ever get stuck on reducing or increasing, pull out one of your Ora Rosa patterns. It's like usually like the second or third page. It's like a whole education on it and how you what you need to multiply and to get the pattern to what you want it to be. And it helps out tremendously, and I feel like it's a good life skill set. Okay, so I haven't figured out what material I want to use yet because I'm trying to have different themes. I'm trying not to do super Disney because it like the first convention I'm doing is like a Star Trek convention. So what happens is like they don't want a whole lot of Disney, but they like a lot of like nostalgia things. So I'm thinking maybe um I might do, I don't know. I haven't figured it out. That's my problem. What takes me forever is figuring out the print. So yesterday I actually did the Sarah Marmony tote, and this is the tote that I made. This is so cute. So this is like the pockets, and then I decided to have a different solid color to break up all the Disney print. But look at it. You have Cinderella, all like Wendy, Peter Pan. Peter Pan has always freaked me out. I just want to throw that out there. Out of every Disney character, his character is the scariest one because my grandfather would tell me like this story about Peter Pan and how he like it's just like this terrifying thing. And he's like a demon in the thing, and he recruits young men that purposely have no families, and it's a whole soul capturing thing. And then when you watch the cartoon, you're just like, there's a lot of questions I have. So here's this, and then I decided to have a little pop of real fun color, and the bottom of this is like this iridescent. So when you open this up, it has that big iridescent thing. And then I made a center divider in it. It has a zipper pocket and a slip pocket in here. But I thought this would be super cute. Like this is like the biggest I want to go for tote size. Because big bags are a complete hit or a complete miss. So I always try to make one big bag. Like my favorite big bag to make is a Trailblazer. I don't know how many I made of these, but like someone always wants to buy it. But yeah, pop of color. It's super fun. I think this is a fun bag. That's a good fussy cut shot of King Arthur. And then you have the Beast. And then the back is just, there's no pockets, but then I have like a nice Heartwood and High Tack Once Upon a Time. I thought that was fitting because like it's all Disney characters stories, like the cartoons. So Once Upon a Time, it sounds really cute. I have the hardware from Wowak on here. I'm always saying the name wrong. I'm going to call and ask, but I feel like I'm one of those people, once I pronounce something wrong, I can never pronounce it right. I have something on my lip. It's probably ink. Choosing fabric is like the hardest thing because I like putting things together, and I feel like I'm really good at fabric and color theory. I think that's like, again, remember I tell you that as a sewist we all have like superpowers and no superpowers and what we need to work. Karen, you're not going to get me to say it correct. You already know that, right? Like It's inevitable. Like, it's inevitable. Like, you have to understand, like, when I meet people, sometimes I nickname them in my head, and that's what their name is. No matter how many times I want to correct myself, it's just that's how it is. Like, my kids had a teacher that I named SpongeBob. Like, I don't know what his real name is to this day, and he has taught all three of my kids. It's like from elementary. It is like I have no idea what his name is. But when I see him at the grocery store in my head, I'm like, oh, it's SpongeBob. So like it's just I don't know if that has something to do with my ADHD. I have zero. Like, it's always been that way. And you would think because my name is super complicated that I would be more cognizant and more aware of that. But it's just the way I learned. That's how I actually learned in school. Like I still remember how to name all the bones because I created like a rap to like remembering how the bones go. Like it's easier for me to remember stuff through it. And then I also taught my kids this, like in Howard County where I live, there you're basically your kid is not allowed to bring a lunch because there's so many food allergies. So they every kid gets free meals, but every kid has a pin number that they have to memorize, and they kind of get slide they don't have to remember it in kindergarten or pre-K or first grade, but by second grade they expect the kids to remember it. So all my kids know their pin codes by songs, and they still sing the song when they're putting in the pin code. And like the lunch ladies and the lunch gentlemen's, they always laugh because they're like, especially my youngest, he'll sing because the I got him to remember his pin code from What Do You Get When You Fall in Love. So he's able to put in the pin number when he hums this tune, and it's just the way I've learned. It's just how I have always learned. Like when I had to learn the 13 original colonies, the reason why I was able to do it is because there was already a song about 13 original colonies, shout 'em, know all about 'em. I can remember stuff. That's how I remember things, is by song or nicknames. So it's very hard for me to break that, and I know it could be inconvenient, but yeah, like Wawa to me just sounds weird because when I moved out here, there's a gas station named that also sells chicken. I never eat the chicken. I just feel like gas station and chicken shouldn't go together, but that's just me. That's just me. And they when they do the commercials, they call it Wawa or like something like that. And I'm just like, oh my God, I can't. I can't because I automatically think of when I see WAWA, I think of our sewing supply store. Good morning. Yay. How do I price my bags? No, I don't have a spreadsheet. I don't do three times a supplier because here's the thing. I sometimes have fabric that I don't remember where I got it from. I have a friend that she's really good at remembering where fabric comes from, and I always message her. I price my bags based off of what I feel is great for my area. I highly recommend people to one, call an attorney and get information about what you can and cannot sell. Like I have a friend that is in Connecticut, is she had a hard time selling her Harris tweed. She actually had somebody contact her with it, and she had realized she had to put the labels on the bags that she had the Harris tweed in. That she made in Harris tweed and stuff like that, and she would have found out all of this if she would have called an attorney, get an accountant, and find that out. Then I would start scouting. I would go to conventions or quilt shows or marketplace things that they have in your area and see other people's price points. But I also hate that. I'll explain that in just a second. See other people's price points because where everybody lives is different. In California, you can charge a lot more than you could, let's say, in New Mexico, because the cost of living in California exceeds New Mexico's value. So you're able to charge more because the cost of living is completely different from the next. So there's that. And then it's just off of your personal, like what your personal preferences. It just it's different. I've had bags where I sold some a bag for $400 and it's the same pattern as somebody else that's selling it for 80. And everyone has a different way that they think, and no two people make bags the same. So that's my biggest qualm about when everyone's trying to figure out other people's price points is no two people make the bag the same. What if you're putting applique and you're doing all these fussy cutting and special designs and quilting, and I'm doing like a regular bag, and let's say you spend 6 hours making, let's say a swoon Betty Bowler, and I spend an hour and 90 minutes. Are we going to be at the same price point? If you're putting quilting in and you're putting in special fabrics and everything, and let's say I'm just using everything from Fabric Wholesale Direct, are we at the same price point? That's when personal preference comes in. And when I literally see that question, it like sends shivers down my spine because no two people sew the same. Like, I sew bags incredibly fast. Should someone that sews bags incredibly slow put their bag at a higher price point because it took them 2 days, and I should put mine at lower because it took me 2 hours? There's no right or wrong answer for this. It's super hard. I always tell people the best thing you could do is, again, attorney, accountant, and check at local venues in your area so you can get a gauge. Because one, the price of cost of living is different from city to city, state to state, county to county. So figure out the cost of living in your area compared to everyone else. Like the two most expensive areas to live in the US is New York and California. So obviously these people can have a higher price point than anyone else in any other state. But then you have to think of that it's hard to compare your work to someone else's because they may be better than you, they may be worse than you. So, and should you compare yourself to the worst or should you compare yourself to the best? And that's hard because it has to do a lot with self-reflection. There are better bag makers than me, and I see why they can sell their bag for $600-700 to pop. And I see why, because I see what they do. But then there's other people like, I should be able to make the same amount as this XYZ, but they're not really doing some self-reflection. Are they on the same level as that other person? And then I hear people do your time, and I'm like, well, then I'm screwed. If it takes you 12 hours to make a bag and you think I should sell my bag for $300 because it takes me 12 hours, should I sell mine for less because I can make mine faster? It's a There's no right or wrong answer on this one, but I'm just going to give you like things to ponder. So labor is so different because like you anyone that has seen me sew has seen me that I'm fast, but I'm also really good at what I do, and I'm really good at what I do, and I have the years to back me up. And then I on top of it, it's like literally in my blood to sew. Like, I love top stitching. I love putting things together, but me sewing fast has it's like not forced. It's just how I sew. Just like I love when I watch someone that could take like 2 or 3 days to complete a bag and it looks like a freaking masterpiece. It just Everyone sews different, everyone has different levels, and I think you should become hyper aware of what your level is. I think sometimes we want to say we're worse or better than what we actually are, and we need to really sit down and look. Like, I love scrolling through Facebook and Instagram and looking at other people's bags. I can immediately like name 5 people that are extremely better than me, and then I have people that I think I'm on the same level, and they all have different time frames that they take to complete a bag. Knowing where you are and how you can progress is very important. Like the bags that I made from 2 3 years ago, now I can like make underneath the sun and I can make way better than I did. So knowing where you're at is very important because that's a part of business. Think about it. If you're a soap maker or you make like hair products, you have to look at your competitors. Are you on the same platform? Are you on the same level as your competitors? Can you say that you can sell at the same price point? Um, your ingredients, all that stuff like that. It's the same thing. It's the same formula that we have to do in bag making, is that we have to be, one, realistic, two, figure out price points for ourselves, and three, not compare ourselves. It's like we need to compare, but not compare ourselves to other people. It's really hard. So yeah, basically it's hard. It's hard. And I'm not going to lie to you, because it's super hard. When I went, one of the things, when I go to a couple conventions, there's some people I know in the industry, that, like I said, we both can make the Swoon Betty Bowler, and their Betty Bowler they're selling for $700. And then I've been told by some people that I charge too much, but people pay for what I have, and they're always appreciative of what I have, because I've never had a bag rip. I've never had handles come out. I never had like, I'm really meticulous on my bags, and I think I sell mines for a great price point for me, for my fandom. And you also have to find your niche. Are you a person that makes like shabby chic bags? Are you a person that makes fandom bags? Are you a person that makes, are you trying to compete with that classic but kind of country like Dooney and Burke? Or are you trying to be like Vera Bradley, where you're doing a lot of quilting and you're using a lot of floral fabrics? Like, what is your niche? And for me, obviously I'm a geek. So I always like to make geeky chic bags. So my competitor really is someone that I can't stand. It's Loungefly and Heroes and Villains, or Heroes or something. There's another one that they make high-end geeky bags. So you got to figure out what you are. Like my friend Monica Monica Burstein, that does handcrafted. She does the woven fuse and all that. Her competitor in her head, and what she does, if you look at her bags, is Dooney and Burke. Um, I have friends that only make things out of cotton, and they're like, the way they compete in price point things is for Vera Bradley. They have a similar style. So what is your style? And if you were to look at it at mainstream, how much do they charge their bags for something that looks similar to yours? So things like that, just open up your horizons, write journals, write questions, because you might be able to answer questions later on, and it all pans out and helps. Yes, I'm a garment sewer too. I love sewing garments. I'm actually going to be doing three camp shirts for Olivia. She has a new round that's going to be coming out. I can't show you guys any of the fabric, but I'm going to be making a shirt for Hope, Kendall Jr., and Kendall. And they're three camp shirts, and I'm hoping that I can show you guys how I sew these things too. I'm really fast. I'm actually a little bit slower with garments, because the 5/8 of an inch seam allowance always throws me off. but but I iron like to perfection, and I am an ironer when it comes down to garment making. I'm actually going to be incorporating the level up class. Part of there's I have a Patreon, in case any of you guys don't know, where I teach you how to do modifications, and we just have fun. And right now we're doing the Les Marina bag from Ororosa. And the level up class that I'm going to be filming tomorrow, or doing live, is going to show people how to do a welt pocket inside of a bag. But I'm going to show them a different welt pocket than the one that we did currently. This bag's not finished. We have to still do the inside, but we're doing the Les Marina. And Lisa, in case you haven't seen, I did mine's is going to be all Firefly, but inside we did a really cool hidden welt pocket. And this is what they learned in there. But I'm going to be showing them a different way to do a welt pocket with one piece of long fabric that usually you see in men's jackets, but I love putting it in totes because you don't need a zipper. So oh, I'm sorry that you think it's ugly. It's okay. One man's treasure is another person's, hideous trash. It's cool. um so we're going to be learning how to do a different one. But yeah, we're doing the Les. We do the second part on Thursday, which to me is the part that's the hardest part. But it's once you put it together, you realize it's not hard at all. The top stitching was the hardest part of it. Uh, I hope you have a good day, H&M, because you're going to get removed. So, let's see. There we go. Yeah, that Les is not finished yet. We have to put the center divider, and I'm really excited. And I had to actually go back and tell them to not close up the bottom of this. But yeah, I showed them how I put with purse feet. This bag has purse feet, and if you know me, I'm not a person that likes to put purse feet on every single bag. But I showed them how I measure something out, and I'll put like a decorative design. Yeah. Because it's fun, Karen. Karen, it's fun. Sometimes trolls are fun because, like the guy that said that he was Peter Parker yesterday, it's just fun. The thing is they're gonna be there, so if you can turn a negative situation into a positive or funny situation, it just makes your life a whole lot easier. Like you need to have fun. Loki? Okay. Sorry. um yeah, you're seeing me. I promise you, it's like he knows that I'm going live and he'll make the most interesting sounds or play with the toys that have like this squeaky stuff, and I'm like, but yeah. So today I'm going to be making hopefully the oxbone. What I plan on trying to do is I'm going to put the pattern pieces all together, get the fabric, cut it all out, and then after I'm running around with all the kids, I can sit down and sew it. Hopefully, if not, I'll cut it out and I'll sew it tomorrow. Mondays are usually a little bit harder for me to get everything situated, and then on top of it. Then on top of it, I have doctor's appointments and I have to pick up prescriptions and all that fun stuff. So Mondays, super fun. So I'm going to hop off, finish my coffee, and put this together. But I just wanted to say happy Monday to you. And hopefully you're able to sew something. If you're not, it's okay. Do it later. And know that you're awesome. Okay. I will talk to y'all later. And I hope everyone has a great Monday.